know popular game franchises such as Call of Duty, FIFA and Minecraft. However, sometimes it's the lesser-known properties that are the most interesting to play. We have collected game series that flew under the mainstream radar for the longest time. Here are 10 underrated game franchises that deserve more love. The Persona series has been a huge hit in Japan for many years. Here in the West, gamers are slowly discovering how awesome this series is. These games mix traditional Japanese role-playing with lots of social interaction. The sense of humor and awkward high school vibe you get from these games is really great.
Now that we're done here, would you like to come over to my place for once? I actually bought a kotatsu. It's, nice and warm.
Each game is its own standalone experience with a group of students fighting evil in a parallel dimension. So you don't have to play the other games in the series if you pick up Persona 5. However, we suggest you do because each one is awesome in its own right.
We're gonna catch all these shitty adults by surprise and make ourselves known to the world!
Solid Snake and Sam Fisher are the kings of stealth action games, but nobody ever remembers poor old Gabe Logan. This game from the late 90s was pretty revolutionary on the original PlayStation. It had solid lock-on targeting which made the shooting that much easier. It was also pretty gory, which definitely pleased us back in the day. Unfortunately, the series is dead right now, but we hope good old Gabe will make a comeback one day. Until then, this franchise will just keep on living in the shadow of Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell. The Witcher series was pretty niche until the epic third game blew everybody away. However, we suggest you go back and play the first 2 games as well. The gameplay is definitely more hardcore and it will require you to master a pretty difficult combat system. The amazing story and character development make it worthwhile though.
I tried to talk you out of it, but you insisted you'd cross the river on the whore's arses. You tried for several hours, but it just wasn't going to be.
The universe of the first 2 Witcher games is so deep and diverse and full of funny moments. So do yourself a favor and play these awesome role-playing games after you finally finish Witcher 3.
Triss.
Don't, Geralt. I detest goodbyes. I'm liable to cry, and there's nothing more pathetic than a sorceress in tears.
Time to split!
I'll get the next one.
Overwatch isn't the only shooter that's colourful and has a great cast of characters. Just look at Timesplitters. This legendary shooter series harkens back to the days of local co-op and versus gaming with a couple of friends. The campaign mode is very interesting too thanks to the time-travelling premise. It allows the developers to make a bunch of completely unique levels set in different time periods. If you played GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64, you will recognize a lot of elements since many former Rare employees worked on it. The games are extremely fast-paced and lots of fun to this day.
But sometimes the hero dies in the end. Ask your brother.
With Breath of the Wild, Nintendo finally gave gamers the more adult Zelda title we've been waiting on. However, years before that, THQ gave us Darksiders. This game series is basically Zelda mixed with the Legend of Kain. Darksiders 2 introduced more role-playing elements and an impressive loot system that really made it addictive. Both games have a strong sense of direction and elaborate dungeons. The incredibly deep lore, great monster designs and awesome main characters make it a very complete package. Let's hope THQ Nordic will give us Darksiders 3 one day. The now closed developer Pandemic created an amazing sandbox game in the form of Mercenaries. Years before Just Cause made it popular, they gave us vehicle hijacking, crazy explosions, and environmental destruction. The game simply gave you a series of targets to find and take out however you saw fit. This resulted in great open-world gameplay full of interesting moments and surprises. Pandemic even started working on the never-released Mercenaries 3 No Limits before they went bankrupt. It's such a shame that the studio closed because we would really like to see what the developer would be able to do nowadays. What if we told you that Titanfall 2 is a way better game than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? You would probably agree, but still, the mainstream clearly doesn't know enough about this awesome series. Titanfall 2 launched together with a new Call of Duty and Battlefield, and that resulted in lackluster sales.
Protect the pilot.
It sucks because the gameplay is so much fun. The online death matches were great in the original Titanfall, and they're even better in the sequel. It also has a short but awesome campaign with some very cool moments. We really hope EA lets them make a third game. We've already made a video about the awesome aspects of the Yakuza series, but it also deserves a mention here. The games all feature great crime stories set in the Japanese underworld. The gameplay is mostly about fighting, and this is presented in an extremely brutal way. However, there are so many other cool things to do. The virtual Japanese cities are very lively and filled to the brim with mini-games. The games also have a wacky sense of humor, which gives them an irresistible charm. So do yourself a favor and pick up Yakuza 0. You won't regret it.
Intruder in guard training facility. Security response required.
The Red Faction series has always been about destructibility. The first game was a very decent shooter with environments that could be blown to bits. However, it was Red Faction Guerrilla that took it to the next level. The way in which you could literally destroy everything is revolutionary to this day. Unfortunately, THQ tarnished the franchise with their terrible Red Faction Armageddon. This Dead Space clone was a complete letdown to fans of the series. Nordic Games bought Red Faction after THQ's bankruptcy, but so far there's no plans for another game in the series. What a waste. The Onimusha series is so underrated, even we forgot to mention it in our video about the best samurai games of all time. But we're here to right a wrong. The game reminds us of Resident Evil in terms of controls and loads of backtracking. However, the excellent combat system, interesting characters, and great setting more than make up for it. They were also beautiful games at the time. The story included many historic figures that shaped Japan's history, while also introducing some supernatural elements. Come on, Capcom, give us a new Onimusha already. Do you know any other underrated video game franchises? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Open the portal. You will not pass while I live. So be it.